So a couple of years ago, I took a look at the ng template construct in Angular. I think it was release candidate 1 or something, and demonstrated that the TemplateRef appears to maintain lexical binding with template variables. Now, based on a recent reader comment, I had some questions about whether or not this behavior was upheld with nested templates. So I wanted to do a quick sanity check to make sure that the lexical binding is maintained with nested templates. So to test this, I have an ng4 where I'm looping over this collection of simple string values, and each iteration of the ng4 of directive is going to be handled by this ng4 template ref, which is right here. Now, this template ref is going to be declaring a local variable for value, and that's going to be the string in the iteration, so that's the implicit export of the ng4 of and the context. And then inside of this iteration, you'll see that I am declaring two nested templates, one for an if and one for an else clause that we'll see in a second here. But the key thing to notice is that these nested templates are attempting to access the value which is being declared in the parent context. Now, to consume those, I'm using the ngIf directive, and I'm just checking to see if the value is foo. If it's foo, I'm going to render this then clause, and if it's not foo, I'm going to be rendering this else clause. And then just to see how some other variable references work, here I'm going to consume an exclamation ref, and you can see the exclamation ref is another top-level template that just has some exclamations in it. Okay, so let's see how this works. So if we jump over to the browser and we refresh, here we can see our values in the ng4 of iteration. And here we can see that we get two different outputs. Noise, foo is foo, or oh no is bar is not foo, and some variations of these going down. So what we're seeing here is that this value here, right, which is this bar, bar, foo, foo, bar, baz, right, that is being consumed inside of this nested template, which is being declared in the parent context. So what we can see here is that this value is lexically bound to this value, which is a parent template and parent scope here. And then, of course, we can also see that this template is able to consume exclamation ref, which is, of course, lexically bound to the top-level template, which also contains this exclamation ref definition. So we can see that lexical binding works even for nested templates, which is exactly the mental model that I had, and I'll obviously have to talk to the reader to see why his example wasn't working.